I love this saying, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I try to practice this as much as possible in every area of my life. An analogy that I'll speak about, which I think is important, is staying clean, especially your apartment. If you see a glass, bring it to the kitchen sink. Clean your bathroom regularly. Do things to stay ahead of the game and not fall behind. It's one thing if you're going to spend on a weekly or bi-weekly basis 3 4 hours to clean, but if you just go clean as you go and do things as you do, it's an easier way to stay on top of things. I've learned that in my life, I wasn't always like this. Oftentimes, I would let things go, let things pile up, and then it becomes too frustrating. It becomes overwhelming where you don't want to deal with it. And then you wind up avoiding the situation, and that leads to other issues in our lives. It's an easier way to live to stay ahead of the curve. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Another thing that comes to my mind is doing things correctly. I've learned that how I do anything is how I do everything. And that's even with the small things. And I'm not perfect. There are times where I rush, I multitask. I used to think that multitasking was a skill. I don't really believe that. I think in some things it's good, but most things it's important to do one thing at a time, to do it efficiently, because otherwise you can get sloppy and then you wind up having to go back and redo it. Just do it right, take your time, check it off your list, and then move on to the next task. Another thing that comes to my mind is having to do things perfectly. We are not perfect. This is life, and things aren't always going to go as planned. The name of the game is to be consistent, to keep going and not give up despite all the challenges that occur along the way. That is the name of the game, is to just do it anyway, persevere, because eventually it gets easier. And it's like anything else in life that if you quit, you're definitely not going to get there, but if you keep going, there's an opportunity that you might just get there and maybe even something better. And the last thing that's on my mind for today is to keep the faith. Just simply put, believe that good things are going to happen to you. Despite all the things that you've been through, all the negative consequences, believe that there's a greater calling, a higher good out there for you. I mean, if you think about it, we have the choice to go either direction, right? We can believe that things are not going to work out and life is, we were dealt a hand of cards and this is where we're at. Or we can choose to look at it as a more positive outlook and decide that things that aren't going good for us are maybe served as a lesson and we can grow from it. And just because one thing is not working out doesn't mean that things aren't going to go as planned. There's so many different directions that we can take, people we can reach out to, resources that we can look into. Don't give up. Keep going. This is not easy, but the most important thing is that we don't throw in the towel. When we keep moving, we stay busy and we keep working our plan, that's when angels are activated around us and they show us openings and soft openings. And then it's listening to your inner voice, your inner gut on what direction and what choice to go with. Seek out people, seek out groups, seek out things that inspire you.